What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome, guys, to the episode 2 of the Bianconeri Blaugrana Show, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 2 with the panel in the list, guy. Big up to everybody here. Big up to my guy, Gio, in the chat. What's going on? How you doing, bro?
Doing good, Omar. Finally got a new mic as well. Oh man, it's go time, brother. It's go time, man. I can't wait to talk about. Of course, what a wonderful performance by Barcelona midweek, getting to that Copa final, man. I have to say,
It's gonna be
what a performance!
man. I feel like
what a performance! But of course, with my Juventus, look, we won, but of course, there's lots of improvement. So let's see what happens, and I can't wait to get into it.
Oh yeah, we'll get into all of that, absolutely. But big up to my guy Nino as well in the chat. Big up to my guy Nino. How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro? I'm living the dream, bro. I can't complain.
Hey,
living the dream.
Yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's currently watching, guys. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, big up to every single one of you guys. This is the second episode of the Bianconeri Blaugrana Show, obviously. But listen, guys. I do want to get started, with the game we did see like a few days ago, obviously, right? Barcelona booking their place in the Copa del Rey Final against Atletico de Madrid, right? At the end of the day, we went 4-4. Many people were thinking, at the end of the day, this was going to be a good game. This was going to be a very close game. And listen, the scoreline on paper might say that it was a close game, but anyone who watched the game knows, man, that was not a close game. That was a beatdown. You understand what I'm saying, right? Like we had 10 shots on target literally before the end of the first half. They had 0 shots. No, I'm sorry, no. We had 10 total shots in the first half. They had 0 shots on target in that first half. Bro, they had 0 shots on target in 90 minutes. In their home ground, bro. They were not even comfortable in their own ends, bro.
We know that. We know how that's
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got cooked, bro. At the end of the day, it was such a comfortable victory for us. At the end of the day, I wish we would have won by more, but I'll take what I can get. At the end of the day, unlike certain clubs, I didn't need to go to extra time against Atletico de Madrid. And listen, it was a great performance from the team, great performance from the players. And listen, a cup final, I have nothing to complain about. One trophy that's almost now in reach. You feel me, right? So I'm very, very happy. Gio, did you actually watch the Barcelona Atleti game?
I did. And wow, I would say tactically, what a performance by Flick. I think going into the game, we expected a hard match, especially, we all know how Atletico Madrid play, very defensive, very compact. But I think with this Barcelona team this season, especially in 2025, and I repeat it, 2025, it's a new beast. It's a new beast. And it's, of course, they're exciting to watch. Barcelona is always an exciting team to watch. But I was also optimistic. Can they go to Atletico Madrid's home ground and actually outplay them? And they did that. And it was, even though it was a 1-0, the scoreline says it's different. They dominated the game. And this is exactly what Barcelona means. And honestly, with Barcelona this season, you guys could actually win the treble. If you guys keep playing like this, you could win the treble for 100%. I've been saying it since the beginning. You guys can win the treble, but you guys cannot shoot yourself in the foot, because if you guys shoot yourself in the foot, then we all know what happens with Barca, because it's happened in the past. Barcelona's greatest enemy, like you also said, Omar, is themselves. It's Barcelona. So I think in terms of, the performance-wise, this is a great sign for Barcelona, not only for the future, but also for the other competitions as well, as like the Champions League, as for, even the Copa del Rey Final against Madrid. Like you guys, in my opinion, could really get to that treble. But like I said, it all determines on the focus of the players. Of course, then Flick needs to get it right tactically as well. But I think if you guys can focus on one game at a time, like Flick was saying in one of his interviews, one game at a time, I think that you guys can definitely dominate not only the league and not only the Copa del Rey, but the Champions League as well.
Yeah, it's I was very, very impressed with how we played. And listen, with all of the games that are coming up for Barcelona, right? Yeah, you think about like we're literally playing tomorrow, right? There's no rest in this team, right? Literally, we're playing tomorrow, and then we have to play again on Wednesday in the Champions League, and then we are back in the league again after that against Leganes, I think, on Saturday. So it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like since the international break, players have only had 3 days rest every single game. Right, that's not good enough, and we've already lost one player during this run. Like I'm just praying to God there's no more injuries. Like you just seen big up to Vandy in the chat. He just said it, bro. Musiala now he's out. Like he's actually now out for like before the Inter Milan game. This is a big loss for Bayern Munich, right? But yeah, the fixture pileup is a joke, and I think Bayern have a similar fixture pileup to us. And now, just like us, they've lost their only star attacking midfielder. It's absolutely ridiculous. But Nino, did you see the Atletico game?
I caught the end of it, but I heard I saw the highlights, and 90% of the highlights was Barcelona. So that'll tell you how it goes. But you know, I like the Barcelona team because they have so much. Like I said this last time we were here, they have so much youth, but that youth has been through so much already. And mainly, I'm speaking about Yamal and even Pau Cubarsí, who he got injured, but you're talking about two Spanish national team starting players. And Yamal has won the Euros, so he's 17, has the experience of winning.
Yep.
And is 17 years old. So when I look at Barca, I see, like Gio said, I see the capability of winning everything, even the Champions League, because they have this experience that they can carry with them no matter how young they are. And they have the experience of somebody like Lewandowski, who's been like, they have both sides. And I don't think I've seen a team with that young of a player with that much experience, if that makes sense. So
including the coach as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to watching Barca. It's always a pleasure to watch Barca play. Most of the time they play beautiful football, but it's going to be tough, especially for Bayern, especially with these injuries, because most of Italy was hoping Bayern would put up a fight, but
especially
no Davies, no Musiala. It's like,
oh man, this is not good. This is not good. Like when I saw this report, I'm like, oh no, here we go again.
Oh yeah, no, you don't want to see them in the final again, man. After what happened in 2023, man, like almost seeing them win the Champions League, you're like, nah, man. After we failed twice in the final, man, nah. If these guys win it, bro, probably not. I'll be done, man. But hey, listen. But yeah, listen. At the end of the day, it was a very great performance. Even guys like you mentioned, like Yamal, absolutely balled out in that game, right? He was absolutely killing it. Like Pedri, this guy.
Yeah,
I've said it, man. Like I called him, man. I've said this guy's the best midfielder in the world. There's no one better than him.
Yeah,
like genuinely, right? I've literally, I was like, bro, name one midfielder who you could say is better than Pedri this season. There's none. I'm sorry. With all due respect, there's no, like, I'm not it being just overhyping because he's my player, bro. I'm actually telling you guys what I see, bro. I don't see anybody better than this guy, man.
Yeah.
He's absolutely that's what I've always said. Like, he is the embodiment of what a midfielder is. Because if you're somebody who just follows GA, you will never see what Pedri does. Because Pedri is not the guy getting the GA. He's the guy that is basically setting up for the players to get the GA. Like, look at the opportunity yesterday. Like, Yamal's pass to Ferran Torres. That was Pedri's work.
Beautiful.
You understand what I'm saying, right? But he almost assisted Rafinha for Ferran Torres. Like, he was absolutely dominating midfield alongside De Jong, who also had a great game, who's had a huge resurgence as well. So, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, I'm very, very happy to see it, man. And big up to Van Lee says, Flick also has international experience, never lost a final. Facts. He's still yet to test the defeat in a final yet. And this is Bayern Munich. Look at Bayern Munich's injury crisis. This is actually a joke, bro. Oh my goodness gracious me, bro. This is actually crazy.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, big up to Don C in the chat, man. Big up to you, Don C. How you doing, man? But listen, at the end of the day, you look at this season, right? Obviously, both of us had new managers, right? In the start of the season, right? Obviously, things unfortunately didn't go your way with your manager, but you look at with Barcelona, right? The impact of what Hansi Flick has done in like just his first season, when he's had only one signing, the same players that we had last season, right? He's lost a few players here and there, like the Felixes, the Cancelos, and what's his name? Gundogan and all these guys who left, right? How impressed have you guys been with what Hansi Flick has done at Barca? How quickly he's transformed Barcelona?
Very impressive. And not, I expected it. I expected because he did the same thing at Bayern. The first season at Bayern, he made them into what they are, into like monsters in that season. But I expected the same thing because he's a very demanding coach and he's very tactically, I would say, advanced in terms of what he wants and what he wants to put out. And he's what he also tells his team is be very aggressive, which I like. I like when you play aggressive. And one thing I noticed, Omar, is that even if you guys play bad, you guys still get the job done.
Now we do. This year that's why we've been in such a great run this year. I think that we've won a lot. Like last year around the start of the season, all our wins were dominant, but when we weren't playing well, we didn't get the victories usually.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what you need. That's what you need in terms of even to win the Champions League or even get close to winning the Champions League. You need to have that too. Because if you're playing, for example, against a PSG that are playing also phenomenal this season, they have some leaks in the back as well that even though if Barcelona is playing a bad game, they can still close them out. And like I said, this Barcelona team under Flick has been unbelievable, especially the way that they're able to also transition. I've seen a lot of games with Barcelona this season. The way that they're able to maneuver the ball from the defense to the attack in quick transition is outstanding. And hey, but that's Flick ball for you guys. I mean, he loves a quick transition. Also, he loves the high press as well. And that's what I think that Flick is very good at. And not just that, but I still prefer Flick for club football, not international. But because he's already proven it club level, and he's already proving it again. And not just that, but I think also with the experience that the players have, you also worked with Lewandowski as well at Bayern. It's also a good step as well, because then you also have players that also worked in the Bundesliga like Dani Olmo, and he's also doing well. Even though people say that he might get injured, this and that, he's still doing well. He's still doing well at Barca. So I mean, there's so much talent on top of that, Omar. There's so much depth. I think you guys to have. That is going to be very important for you guys going into the end of the season as well, because you said it before, the injury crisis is mad. So I think that's also very important for a team like Barcelona this season to have is the depth. And like I said, I think that you guys can win the treble. But like I said, the greatest enemy of Barcelona is definitely yourself, like Barcelona. It's literally Barcelona at this point. Because who's going to stop you? Let's see. Who really would stop Barcelona this season? Honestly, Real Madrid, maybe Real Madrid, but that's it.
Could do it. I think PSG in the form that they're in, they could potentially
maybe.
Them. But yeah, I'll be honest. I think at our best we're better than Inter. We're better than Bayern. I think honestly, realistically, I would say Madrid are probably like the only team that I can tell like who can actually beat us at our best. You understand what I'm saying? But even despite all of that, for me, I just think that this year has been very different, right? You're right. At the end of the day, Barca's biggest enemy is ourselves. And that is why, for me, despite the fact that we were in very, very good form at the start of the season, right? And we were dominating in the start of this year, I was still cautious because I was like, I want to see how these guys are going to handle when they don't get things their way. Mm-hmm. Will they buckle under pressure or will they stand out? And truth be told, I've been very impressed with how we've been able to stand out in games where we didn't play well. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I was just like, I remember even the games where we won down to 10 men compared to last year, we were down to 10 men and their mentalities would break. These guys are actually like they don't give up, they don't give in, like they still like they find a way to make it work. Maybe they don't dominate the game like they want to, but they will leave you with the victory regardless, right?
Yep.
You look at even the games like the game against Atletico when we were 2-0 down and we were poor for most of that game. They didn't give up, they didn't give in. 20 minutes, they were 2-0 down with 20 minutes to go and they scored 4 goals. That's the mentality that I like. Because I don't want you to give up. Like if I know that you gave it your all, then I'll be by your side. I'll support you. And that's what I want from this team. I want the monster mentality. And listen, I said it before. the reason now I can speak up so much with so much pride when it comes to Barca right now is because I see a lot of fight in this team, and I know that they're gonna fight for every game, and that's that's more than anything else. That's what I want from this Barca team. I want to feel like these guys can fight. You understand what I'm saying? For sure, man. But I mean, listen, man, it was an absolutely amazing performance. And listen, like you mentioned, we're in the final. We're still top of the league. You know, we're still dominating, right? At the end of the day, you know, you got to be in it to win it. And we are on course for our treble right now. We're still in every competition. If we win the treble, we'll be the only club to ever win the treble 3 times. Like, that's something that I want to hold on to. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see what happens. But listen, man, I do want to now talk about Juventus, obviously, guys. We've had a good time with Barcelona, but let's talk about Juventus. Because listen, man, it's been a while since there's been any happiness coming out of Juventus recently. Like, there's been a lot of misery, you know, in a lot of your streams. But I'm happy to see there's at least a little bit of a smile on your face, you know, on Juventus faces. But yeah, man, listen. Tudor's first game against Genoa, man. I got the opportunity to watch the game, and listen, you guys didn't play as well. I wasn't impressed with how you guys played in the game, but hey, you guys got the win, and Yildiz scored bro. His goal was sick. That was a sick goal, man. Like the control, the touch on that, bro. That guy is too good, man. I'm telling you guys, right? But regardless, you just won the 3 points after everything you guys have been through the last 3 games, I would say, right? You guys would take any win just to make sure that you're back to winning ways, and you did. At the end of the day, 1-0 against Genoa, goal by Yildiz. I do want to ask you guys, man. Like, first of all, Gio, man, like, what did you think of the game? What did you think of the performance, and overall, how do you think Tudor is going to approach things for the rest of the season?
Well, I think one thing I noticed is that our mentality was way better. Some players actually were better too, including finally getting Yildiz to start scoring, start actually being more dangerous. Finally, we're getting him available. Nico Gonzalez, I think, was probably impressive as well. A lot of people don't rate him, but I think that in terms of this game against Genoa, he definitely performed well. Vlahovic, of course, he's not really the Vlahovic that I would like to see, but the only thing I'll have to give him credit is at least he was trying, but it's not enough for me, and that's why I say that Vlahovic for me would be out at the end of the season. But in terms of, I think, of the back line, I think we did okay defensively. But what I liked is that when we scored against Genoa, when Yildiz scored, is that we didn't give up. We kept on going for that. We tried to go for that second and kept on going. And we had the chance to make it, 2-0? We had a couple of chances to make it 2-0. Even at the last minute with Weah, we could have made it 2-0. But like I said, I think it's going to be a work in progress. And I know Tudor cannot make any sort of miracles. I mean, even though we won the game, which is very important in terms of making the Champions League. But I think with Tudor, what he's able to already implement in this team already with the right mindset. And also, with the quote from him saying, if you do not run, you do not play. That to me is Juventus. For me, what Tudor is saying, especially in the press conferences, and also you could see it in the training sessions. You don't run, you don't play. And not just that, but the players' physical levels aren't even really good because they're really tired, these guys. Like, I saw these guys on the floor, these guys huffing and puffing. I'm like, these guys are not even in shape. I'm like, are you serious? But this is what I'm saying. They don't run because they don't give their all. And with Tudor, if you want to play, you better give your all. And that's what I like about Tudor. And also, he played at Juventus. He knows what it is. And that's, I think, very important for the club in terms of that. And also, I think also for, getting ready for the next coach, which could be Conte, which there's a lot of news. And I just got even more news about it. Yep. Because we already knew, Nino, we already talked about it with ADL from Napoli and him. There's a lot of tension at the moment. So Juventus is keeping a close eye on that. So Conte could be our next coach in the summer. But like I said, if Tudor does well, I think Tudor will maybe remain. But I think in terms of what Tudor wants to implement, and we're going to see it against Roma. Roma is going to be a big test. Roma is going to be a big test. They're a very, very good team this in 2025. I don't care what anybody says. They went from like 15th to 6th. They're right behind us in a couple points, which is embarrassing. Embarrassing. Because it's like there's no way that a team, even though I know Roma is capable because they have talent, but the way that they're coming back, it's like ridiculous. But this is going to be a great test, and also we're playing away, and I want to see how the players actually perform. Especially now we're doing Igor Tudor did like double sessions as well. So I'm really, really curious and optimistic about this game against Roma because this is going to be a big test to see if Tudor can finally, we could see something really come to life with this Juve. And I think we can because we have the talent. We just need the right manager to guide us at this point. You know, maybe we might be in the same level as like a Barcelona at the right now, but I think in terms of if we can compete, we can compete because we have the talent. We can compete. You know, Barcelona, in my opinion, can you know, go for the title, you know, for the treble. But for Juventus at the moment, the way that we are right now, top 4, of course, is the objective, especially because we're only in Serie A right now. So I think with Tudor, 1 game a week, I think he should do well. We should win most of our games. I think what's going to be also a difficult game would be against Bologna, which they're also in hot form this season as well. So I think in overall, I think that, you know, I think Kefren Tarambo is not bad either. Locatelli, not so bad either. I think that he was pretty solid too. If I want to have to be honest with, one thing I didn't like was he didn't put Colomani in. I noticed that he didn't put Colomani in, which I think that he could have changed the game even more if he would have came in. But you know, because he likes Vlahovic. One thing about Tudor, he likes Vlahovic a lot. He thinks that he's a good striker, but in my opinion, I think he's wrong in terms of that. But let's see what happens. Maybe he'll put Colomani in, and Colomani will show him that he could score goals against Roma, which I'm hoping. Because I really like Colomani as a player and as a striker for Juve. But I think in terms of where Juventus is right now, this is a good step, especially because we could see that the mentality kind of sort of is back with Tudor. We could see that the Juve DNA, which we've been missing, Omar. We've been missing that Juve DNA in terms of the winning mentality, which Barcelona have under Flick. He got him that identity back, which Juventus right now doesn't really have that identity as of yet. I don't know yet until we see more games, of course, right? But in terms of the fight, I saw it way better against Genoa. Finally, I like a little bit of more of a fight, which we needed to see. We needed to see a reaction because how do you lose against Atalanta, against Fiorentina, and you don't see no reaction? Imagine that. Imagine that. I would be pissed if
especially when you lose 4-0 like at home.
Yeah. That doesn't get you mad. If that doesn't get you mad, you know, like I don't know what will at this point. But I think in terms of, you know, Tudor, I think that Tudor is the right guy, especially because he's a very demanding coach. I said this in the last one, the first episode, that he's one of the guys that I think could really change this team. And hey, let's see. I'm really optimistic. I'm very also excited for this game against Roma because I know it's going to be a big game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, man.
And I think we will show up. I honestly think we will show up. I think we will.
All right. Big up to Rino. Big up to you, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Sorry about the delay. I just woke up not too long ago.
No, you're good, man.
So, you're good. Thank you for inviting me again. So I hope I did not miss anything too exciting. So hope
you're good.
Well,
we just got into the Juve. Yeah, we just got into we just got into the Juve section. So yeah, man. Nice. Nino, you also watched the game between Juventus and Genoa, obviously. What was your honest reaction of the performance and Tudor, first game?
Yeah, performance-wise, you know, I thought the players played pretty solid. We saw less possession, but we did more with the ball. Something we were seeing with Mota was like 80% possession, but not a shot on target. So, you know, we had 50%. Yeah. He's right with that one. No, I'm just kidding. Right. We saw a lot of forward play, which was very nice because we're used to just back with Mota, right? So I'd say on Tudor's side of things, I really like just about everything he's done so far. There's one qualm I have with him is like Gio said, keeping Vlahovic in the game and keeping Vlahovic in the starting lineup. He reacted with Cope Miners. He said he had a meeting today with Cope Miners and said, "Listen, you're going to come off the bench for the next 2 or 3 games until you get your stuff together, right?" which I've been saying since the 5th week of the season. I was like, this guy's got to come off the bench so he can figure out, because he's mentally not there, physically not there. He's just not there. And we're gonna probably see one of the players, which I think we should sign, who was one of my favorite on the team, Conceição, in for Colt Miners, which is a new role for him. So I'm excited to see how he does. I know a lot of people don't like him. He's one of my favorites. But yeah, no. Otherwise, he Tudor's building chemistry, building a confidence in the side, and I think if he just reacts with Vlahovic and doesn't treat Vlahovic like Motta treated Colt Miners, he can do really well. But I'd hate to go down that rabbit hole again with watching Vlahovic scuff shots wide and everything, and then I see him in the game every week. I don't think I can handle that again. So, but otherwise, I'm happy with the mentality he's instilling, and I'm happy he's trusting Yildiz, because my next video that I'm gonna post is gonna be about the top 5 under 20 players. I think that's the video I have planned.
I think Yildiz is definitely in that conversation. Like he's up there.
So and one of the things I was speaking with some of my cousins who I mainly talk about, and I'm like, when you're looking at a young player, you have to look at, yes, how good they are, but also how valuable they are to their club and how much time they play. Because if you're comparing Lamine Yamal to somebody like Arda Güler, I don't even know how to say his last name.
Arda Güler,
Güler, yeah, right. In obviously Yamal's leagues above every youngster in the conversation. But Güler played 300 minutes for Madrid. Yamal's probably clocked in over 3,000 minutes this season for Barca. So there's levels to how much how well a player can play versus how valuable he is to where he's at. And I think Yildiz is at least top 3 in that conversation. And for Motta to sit there and put him out is like it's a sin, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was a very stupid decision, and I mean, honestly, every time I've seen Yildiz, I've been very impressed with him. I think that he's a very, very great player. And listen, he scored an amazing goal. That goal was amazing, man.
Beautiful.
I'll be honest, like, I just think that you guys, I've said it before, like when it comes to Juventus, I don't think you guys are really far off with the players that you guys have. You just need to hire the right man to deal with this team. You understand what I'm saying? Because you guys have so many great players with great potential, like the Conceiçãos of the world, like guys like Yildiz, guys like Efren Turam, I think Cambiasso. All these guys are great players who could one day become some of the best players in the world. I think that you guys have players that could potentially become world class in this current Juventus team, but you have to have the right manager to be able to unlock it. And this kind of ties into this whole Conte talk, because I didn't even know that you guys were actually linked to Conte back, right? But Conte is not really known for really bringing for giving youth an opportunity. And the problem with this Juventus team is it's surrounded by youth. You understand what I'm saying, right? So I just don't know if that would work. Now, before I actually ask about that, right, I do want to ask Rino. You also watched the game between Juventus and Genoa, obviously, back to winning ways with Tudor. How impressed were you with that performance and with Tudor?
Well, impressed. I cannot say very too impressed, because I really wanted to win at least 2-0, 3-0, but we end up finishing 1-0. But the mentality itself, as Gio said, and Nino, was pretty good, back to back. Like, we kind of control the game. I'm happy that he took off Miners, which he will be on the bench tomorrow, Sunday, which is a good thing. But not only that, he even gave Vlahovic a hard time, and Vlahovic was answering back. There's a video that Tudor was giving Vlahovic a hard time, which I'm happy about that, because this guy Vlahovic, I am really sick and tired. I know people like him. People attack me on Facebook, Twitter. I said, guys, I do not like him. You take him. Like, I can't wait this guy leaves, because it is too much. The way the misses. Like, I was watching yesterday, Chelsea Tottenham, because I was at work, I was watching, and they were missing a lot. So I said to myself, well, the rumors are saying that Vouch might go to Chelsea. I think that is a good thing for him. Like, another misser. That is beautiful.
No, Mike, imagine him in that. Jeez.
Yeah, well, yesterday, I don't know if you watched that game. I watched it, and the Chelsea player, Sancho, the other guy, I don't know all the names. Yeah, miss one after another. I said, this is good for Vouch. But the only sucky part I did not like is what's his name? Gatti got injured.
Yeah,
yeah, we're gonna get into that as well.
That's bad.
But overall, it's a good game, but we have to do more because if you play like this against Roma, I'm sorry, guys, it's going to be risky. So I hope there's some changes. I know Tudor had his all week now. So let's hope for the better because that's all we need this now.
I mean, that's
priority.
That's the good news because obviously we know that the Coppa Italia was this past week. Let me ask you guys something. I know Juve were not playing, but how did you guys feel watching Empoli getting destroyed by Bologna and realizing that's the team that knocked you out?
Terrible.
Well, terrible against Bologna, but we cannot judge Bologna because Bologna.
I mean, Empoli was the one who knocked you out. And they lost at home 3-0. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, Orsolini scored. That's a good thing about that game. Orsolini, which they should put him at the national team. But I don't know, man. Us Juventus, I don't know. We got to get our shit together.
I purposely watched the Derby di Milano. I didn't watch the other game.
I didn't watch
both.
I purposely watched the other one, and I was like, I'm not gonna even turn that on because I know I'm gonna start. My blood's gonna start boiling.
Yeah, I'm sure when you heard the scoreline, you were like, bro, we are telling them, man. We lost.
Well, I did talk about it on my video, both of the games. But the Inter Milan and Milan game, guys, it wasn't that great either.
It wasn't great.
We have to be honest. So I don't know.
I mean, if it wasn't for Çalhanoğlu making that shot, Inter probably wouldn't have scored nothing.
No, I scored nothing, and I don't know. It was really poor, to be honest. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Nothing too exciting,
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for sure. But listen, at the end of the day, I will say this, right? Obviously, like you just mentioned, I think that the performance wasn't really great. However, the win is what mattered. And this is what I would ask you guys, right? What do you guys think of, like, obviously this Conte thing, right? And you just mentioned it earlier. I was talking about it because I feel like when it comes to this current Juventus team, it's surrounded by like so many good young players. Like obviously you just mentioned Yildiz, guys. Even if you guys sign guys like Colomwani, he's like a very young striker. I don't think a guy like Conte would want Colomwani in his team. I think he'll try to get Lukaku again, like he always does. You know
I hope not.
But we know. He's a manager that comes in and makes his demands. That's the thing with Conte. He's a guy who's gonna come in and he's gonna make his demands and he's gonna talk about the players he wants. And the thing with Conte is this, right? I think that what Juventus are trying to build now is not gonna Conte is not the guy. Because here's the thing: if Conte arrives, Conte is going to want to build his team. He's not going to want to work with the project that Juventus are trying to work with. You understand what I'm saying? He's going to bring a lot of these Premier League flops who play in mid-table, and then they're going to scum back a league title. And then when you guys win a league Serie A title, then he leaves, and then he leaves you guys with that mess.
Yeah.
And then you guys have to fix that, and then you guys have to completely replace that team.
Well,
Really?
Go ahead.
Wait. The thing with Conte is that I think what Conte would do is bring some experienced players, of course, because in my opinion, we have a lot of youth players. But I think that if we also need experience, we need that experience too. But I think we need a balance of both. If Conte can somehow do a balance of both, which I think he can, because in my opinion, he's a rebuilding manager that can win a Serie A in like 1 or 2 years. That's what he is. He's good at winning the league, but not challenging for Europe. He's the guy that can take you to win a league, and in the next year, it's Juventus's job to find that coach, like we did with Allegri, right? We did, in my opinion, we scored.
Yeah, you guys struck gold when you guys brought in Allegri.
That's what I'm saying. I think with Conte, we could get somebody maybe that's available that could take right over from that team, because in my opinion, we would have that experience of winning, Omar. We would have that experience of winning already, because when Conte had that team, we basically didn't really have that many of players when Conte was the first in charge. These guys were like but he got them to really, I would say, show, really, in terms of playing, he got them to really get the best out of them, and that's what Conte is. Conte is the guy that could get the best out of these players. Like what he's doing at Napoli is a miracle, in my opinion. Is a miracle. I don't care if he's got Lukaku. That guy, I'm telling you right now, this Napoli team, they're working with a miracle. This guy Conte is working with a miracle with that team. Because without Conte, that team would not be in second place. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Because it's mostly Conte. Conte is the one that loves, to, of course, to demand, but he gets the best out of his players. That's why Lukaku loved with being under Conte, because Conte would always get the best out of him and know where to play him. But in terms of course, hearing about the Lukaku, I don't think he's going to come to Juve, because we know that the Juventus fans, especially what happened last time we were linked with them. Yep, I think that's out of the question. Two, I think if Conte does come back, hey, maybe we'll win the Serie A for maybe maybe not the first year, but maybe the second. I mean, we should compete. I don't care. We should compete. But I mean, I would say the second year, and then after that, if he does leave, we get maybe a good manager, and we'll see. But listen, it's up to the board, especially because there's lots of rumors of things behind the scenes of Juventus, with Agnelli possibly returning as well, which would be huge. Omar, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now.
That would be your signing of the summer if you guys bring him in.
Yeah. So the thing with Agnelli is that there's also rumors of Platini coming as the president for Juventus as well.
Michel Platini.
Maldini's in that mix too.
Yeah, Maldini too.
Too much rumors.
Guys, I'm telling you all right now, if Maldini goes to Juventus, bro, I think I might actually be done with football, bro. Maldini, bro. Paulo flipping Maldini.
Yeah, but it's not for sure about Maldini. These are rumors.
Rino,
I know it's rumors. I just feel like it's just...
No, there were so much names, Gio.
No, I know, but imagine.
But I don't think that will happen. No. As much as I love Maldini,
but brother, imagine if you guys pull it off, man. Like, do you guys know how quickly that will go viral in the world, bro?
Milan would be an instant rival.
Maldini, bro, the guy who bleed black and white, bro, is going to another Italian club. Not only just any Italian, but one of AC Milan's rivals. No. It's not gonna happen. I'm not.
I don't know. I mean, listen. I don't think it would happen. But
maybe.
It would be hilarious.
But you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
If he's if he's angry at Milan enough for
you know what it kind of reminds me of. You know what it kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of the Pirlo situation when he was a player. Yeah. If you remember, he actually revealed not too long ago that he went to Juventus just to get revenge, to show those that Milan. I love it. I love it.
We'll take the recycling.
Like even the fans don't even get angry with stuff like that, because you know why?
Well,
because they look at it and say, "Well, listen, man, it's not like the player wanted to leave. You told him that he was finished." Milan were the ones.
That was the president.
Basically, they're the ones who said, "Listen, Pirlo, we don't think you have a future here. We think you're finished. You're finished at the top level." So when Juventus gave him the opportunity, they were like, "Yo, would you like to come down here at Juventus? Maybe come out here and prove yourself over here." It's like, you guys want me at Juventus? Word.
Yeah.
I love it. But you know what it is? That's such a Pirlo thing. Because Pirlo is that kind of guy, bro. Like, Pirlo is not
quiet.
Like, that's one thing people don't talk about with Pirlo. Like, but Pirlo is someone who really takes things personally, bro. Like, don't get under his skin, because he doesn't forget, bro. He does not forget. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys remember to the Euro 2012 when Italy were playing against England in the penalty shootout.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Joe was just joking around, and then Pirlo was like looking at this clown, and he said, cool, no problem." The penalty came in, and then he just scored.
He did.
And the funny thing is, this guy came and said, this guy was being arrogant. I just had to sit him down, man, because he was too big at it. I'm like, Pirlo is a G, man. Pirlo is a G. You can't hate him.
He is.
But he went to Juventus, and bro, he I'm not gonna lie, man. He had like 3-4 more years that he did well at Juventus. Even that last season that he was there, he chose to leave on his own terms, because he was still playing, week in, week out for you guys around that time, and he was still scoring goals. He was still one of the best midfielders around that time. Took you guys to a Champions League final, I think, in his last season. Like, come on, man! Like, this guy was the real deal. And Milan, and it's funny because he went on to win more things with Juventus, while Milan actually declined right after he left. It's so crazy, man. Funny how life works. But yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to Conte, I just don't think it's a good idea. Like, I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys think of Rino, go ahead, Rino.
No, about Conte, I just want to be clear, because we're talking about a youth project whatsoever, which since the beginning there was no project. And no, let's be realistic. Why the name still come along with Conte? Because Elkan wants him. Then this rumor about Agnelli, because Conte, he will leave right now to Napoli to come to Juve. So my thoughts on this: if they really want to rebuild, just bring them in, and I don't think they're going to get rid of these young players. Absolutely not. Because this, I know what people are saying. Oh, Conte's going to come back then after 2 years, but he really wants to come to Juve. I'm not into Minestre Riscaldate, leftovers whatsoever, but I wouldn't mind Conte. People know, Gio knows that I like Conte because I like his attitude whatsoever. Let's not worry about Champions League. Let's worry about growing as a team, put the DNA on. Yeah, the league first whatsoever, even a year or two. I'm guessing 2, because we never know what's going to happen. And then we will start further. Then, if they want to bring this club in the future, sure. Because Agnelli, the rumors are getting close and close. So even though that he's still under investigation until November. He's still in talks with Elkan. So, and Elkan wants Conte, unfortunately, that people don't want him back. But that's the case. Just bring him on, and because there's no point bringing another young coach.
Yeah,
because he went to start winning.
No way.
So.
Hold on, bro. This absolute
I'm sorry.
Here we go.
If Motta was at Madrid and you guys lost 4-0 in the Bernabeu, there you go. Like, imagine that.
We gave him so much chances.
Let me answer him. It's
sorry.
On this season, it's like the season, Will, right? You see Real Madrid lose 4-0 at home to flipping Athletic Bilbao.
There you go. There you go.
Like, let me see how much of you would still be Ancelotti in or Motta in after that.
And then the next game, you lose 3-0 to
Fiorentina. Fiorentina. How many chances we have to give this guy? We lost with PSV.
Come on, Will.
Come on, guys.
I know he's trolling.
I'm pretty sure he is joking. I know. I see the comment.
I knew what he was doing. And I knew he was gonna cause a huge stir here, and I knew he knows that. I know Will, bro. I know when he said that, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna say this," and I knew he's going to
cause drama. Thank you.
Honestly, I don't think Conte. He's another short term. If Conte can come in and guarantee that he's not gonna pull a Giuntoli and sell every youth player for $10 million, I would gladly take him back. But I just don't know. We've seen Conte's recent history makes me nervous though, because he comes into a team, if he doesn't like the situation, he finds a way to get out of it. Look at Tottenham. He came in, they were playing like absolute garbage. He said what he said on the media, and then they fired him. He did that on purpose. I hope everybody realizes that he did that on purpose.
Well, it was the truth.
It's the truth, but he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Napoli, we know his history with ADL, and that's just not going to work.
It's not going to work.
And it's just not convincing long term, but if he comes back to get us back on our feet, and he can like put it in a contract somewhere that like you're gonna play with the youth players, because I'm tired of seeing like the Lukakus and these 30-year-old players that are coming in for $9 million. Like that's what got us in this mess that we're in. The high contracts for the higher players, and we finally got rid of all those. Yeah, exactly. So Milan, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, Milan. Good luck over there, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as Agnelli coming back, I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but
at least he has an idea.
Him and Conte have this, like, they've had friction.
People don't want Agnelli back. People want to keep Elkan.
Yeah, no, the Ultras want to keep Elkan. That's for sure.
It's fine. I mean, Elkan.
Oh, those guys are brutal. I know the guys. They're. You know why? Because I nearly kicked them out.
Yeah,
and I can't wait for them to come back because they're useless. I'm sorry. Like you're defending a guy. This is ass kissing just to keep your spot as Druga. You're not Juventus. You're embarrassing yourself.
You know what I don't get? You know what I don't get, Rino? Is that they're booing the team. They're booing the ownership as well, right? Meanwhile, they're saying no. They're saying, "Oh, no to Agnelli and this and that." But then after that, they're leaving Elkan in the social.
Well, then be happy with no trophies. Then be happy with this mess. But then if Agnelli comes back, which I'm pretty sure he see that because Agnelli has 17 eyes, he's gonna right away. He's gonna put that on paper out.
Oh yeah,
and I'll be happy.
But here's the thing with Conte as well, and I want to bring up if Conte does come back, I think he will build a team that will win the Serie A for maybe 1 or 2 years, right? And this is the dream, of course, Rino, and you probably would agree with me. The next coach, if Conte leaves, is Klopp. I don't care whoever.
That's my dream.
Needs to be the next guy because I would say it's because he's taken over a winning team. And he already knows how to go to the next level. He's already won the Champions League before. He knows how to go to the next level. So I think with Klopp, boom.
I prefer him than Zidane because Zidane.
Well, Zidane has been he's been out for way too long.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The thing with go.
Zidane, but this is the thing with Zidane. No, Zidane knows only managed Real Madrid. But
exactly.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say.
Hold on,
Real Madrid. Yes, I know.
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. We got to remember who he was.
Exactly.
Madrid team he was. That Madrid team was full of egos. It's not easy to manage a club like that.
No,
when you have like players of like Ronaldo's ego and Bale and flipping.
No, nothing is easy. But 100%.
No. I get that, but my point is, he had like so many great players, right, who had huge egos, and he had to put everyone in check. Because remember, Ancelotti is first, like, he was the one that got sacked. I think it was Benitez who came in and he completely screwed that team over because, you know, he couldn't deal with like Ronaldo's egos and all those guys' egos. And then Zidane took over and you saw how good they were. You understand what I'm saying, right? And also what really impresses me is that with Zidane, he didn't just do it once, he did it twice. He came back a second time and the team that he had the second time was actually not good compared to like the first one. And he still managed to win.
The one,
So, I think that when it comes to Zidane, I think that I would trust Zidane more than I would trust a guy like Conte. Because yes, maybe you guys can bring in Conte. Maybe Conte can come in 1-2 seasons for build a team to win the league, and then they win the league. And then after he wins the league, he fucks off like he always does. You understand what I'm saying? Right? And then when he leaves,
I think this time he might change.
Yeah, but if that happens for me, I'm just like, well, it wouldn't be a bad idea getting Zidane because it's like, well, if he's already a winning team, he can just come in and just.
I don't know.
But that's if he's not in the French national team, though.
It's not even.
And his wife doesn't like Torino.
Let me ask you all this: Would you guys take Deschamps after the World Cup?
No.
No way! Get out!
No! I'm sorry. Not a chance. No.
He tried with us.
He tried. He already tried. He tried. Deschamps was one of our coaches.
Listen, back in when you got relegated.
Yeah. He tried. He tried.
Listen, the thing with Zidane, right? If you bring Zidane into our club right now, I get he has Juventus DNA. I would not be mad, but the caliber of player that he coached at Madrid, we have not even a quarter of that right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if you bring
the big money,
if you bring Zidane in, you don't have Ronaldo as your striker.
But Nino, that's why I use the analogy of what if, let's say, he picks a team after you guys win the league with Conte.
Then
that's different.
If he can make his team, I would gladly take it. But if he's coming in now,
I'm saying that, but I mean, I get it. You guys don't really have a striker of like the levels that he had because he had Ronaldo and
his whole team.
You know what I'm saying?
The whole team was a different level. Benzema, come on.
That's where if you're gonna ask me which one, him, Klopp, or Conte, obviously Conte for the short term, but Klopp literally took Liverpool and made them the team that they are today.
I think if you guys hired Klopp now, that would actually be insane because I think you guys already have like a good team.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that
money. And also, you know what the thing with Conte is, the thing with Klopp is, he has a very good eye for talent. He'll probably
Yes.
see a lot of like players in the league. Like I see like Orsolini, who does well at Bologna. Like I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
like imagine if he signed him at Juventus. That guy, he could make that guy like your Salah. He could make your guy that's your Salah or your Mane. Like remember
Yeah.
when he signed Salah? Salah was in Serie A. You understand
Yeah, he
what
was
I'm
at
saying?
Roma.
Right?
Yeah.
I think he was at Roma.
Yeah, Roma.
Exactly.
Listen,
Right? I think there's a lot of good players in your league. Like
Yeah.
even guys like Lookman, like he could be like, "Oh, Lookman is available. Go sign Lookman." Right? Imagine
Yeah.
you guys have Orsolini, Lookman, and Colomwani and Flipping Yildiz in your team. That's literally like that attack would actually be the best attack in your team, and he could actually make like because you guys remember when he signed Salah, when he signed Mane was doing well at Southampton, but nobody really rated him too high. People were like, yeah, he's just having one good season. He's gonna fall off next season, right? But he signed him, and he became one of their best players. Same thing applies with Salah. I remember when they signed Salah, I saw Roma doing well. I was like, well, he wasn't really scoring 20, 30 goals around that time, but he was very consistent. He was putting like 10, 15 goals in Serie A around that time for Roma. So I thought, all right, cool. I think that the pace that Klopp plays his attack, if he has put Salah and Mane, who are very pacey players, bro, that would work to a tree. And bro, that worked, bro. When they had those two wingers like bumming forward, man, like
Firmino, everybody.
Yeah, Firmino, exactly. Yeah. Like Firmino. And also that is the thing with Klopp. Klopp doesn't really have like apart from I would say Lewandowski, he's never, and maybe Aubameyang, obviously, but I think that there are certain players, he finds good players in the most obscure places. You understand what I'm saying, right? Like,
yeah.
When you look at Atalanta, they have that Retegui guy.
That's exactly
like,
what I was
you guys signed, like, if Club was there and he signed Retegui, he could literally make Retegui look like one of the best strikers in the world at Juventus. And that's the thing. That's what I think Club is good at, right? You see players like Orsolini that you guys like, and you know how good he is, and you guys see guys like Luman how good he is. If those guys sign for Juventus, and then those guys go to another level, it's like, oh wow, where did he find this Orsolini guy? We already knew who he was because we were seeing him doing this at Bologna, but nobody saw him because he was at Bologna doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's two problems. There's two problems.
Listen, it's gonna be hard, but I'm not gonna lie. If you guys manage to get Klopp, bro, that would be a steal. That
would be my first choice too. Of course, I like Klopp too. Klopp, of course. But the thing is it going to be possible? Is it the reality of it? Is it realistic? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a dream.
Of course, it's a dream, of course. But being realistic, of course, probably Conte is the best option. And then maybe if we do win up, it could be the next manager could be like a Klopp or a Zidane. If Zidane is still available, of course.
If they want to spend money.
That too.
But that's the thing. There's two problems with bringing in somebody like, if you're saying bring in Klopp and then look for talent within the league. If you go to any team in Serie A,
Juve tax, that's it.
And you say, I want this player, instantly $30 million more.
$30 million more, yeah.
So for him,
GT is going to go against us again. If that happens.
So for like if you look at the strikers that we're trying to buy, Osimhen, Retegui, Lookman, those are the top names, right? All of them are 60 million plus. Atalanta, number one, I don't want to buy anything from Atalanta anymore. Number two, they're all $60 million, and I'm sorry for me.
You guys wouldn't take Lookman?
No, for 60 million. No.
We got scammed once, Omar. I'm not getting scammed again.
But Klopp is a lot like Gasperini in my eyes, because he can take the pieces that the pieces that are like people are putting off in the side. He brings them in. Nobody really knows who they are, and then he makes them look like a top 10 player in the world.
This is why you remember last week I used Gasperini. I was like, would you guys take Gasperini? Because I think Gasperini is like the second closest thing to Klopp.
Yes,
in the league.
But that's the problem is Juventus are going to have to rely on their youth unless they want to spend millions of dollars on these young Italian players. Because any team they go, like, look, Lorenzo Luca, they're asking for $30 million. The guy just missed a wide open goal today. It's not $3 million.
Exactly. No, but the thing with if we go back to Gasperini too, I even talked about it on my channel. The thing is, he hasn't really got. Yes, we could talk about the Europa League. He won the Europa League, but he hasn't gone over the hump with the league yet. And in my opinion, he had a lot more talent this season as well.
This season, yes.
Come on, like if you're supposed to be, in my opinion, going probably in first place in winning that title. Like he was in first place at a moment too.
Yep.
He could have. We were all saying in the beginning. I remember. I think it was like in the half or beginning. Can Atalanta win the Scudetto? It was a lot of thing coming about that. I'm like, I said no. I don't see it because Gasperini hasn't even showed that he could get over that hump in the league. Yes, he did it in Europe. I think he, in terms of what he could do in Europe, he's phenomenal.
No, he's good.
But I think in terms of what he in the league, it's like you don't have that experience and you don't have that history behind you, and that's what it is. The history, you don't have it. So.
It's just inconsistency. When you look at their games, they're beating teams 5-0 and then losing to relegation teams.
So Atalanta?
Yeah, they're way too inconsistent to ever win the league right now. I don't know if that's Gasperini. I don't watch them enough to know if it's Gasperini's fault or if it's the players' fault or if it's the management's fault. I have no idea. But
they win 4-0 against us. The next game against Inter, they lose 2-0.
Well, Inter's in
their home though. In their home though. Like, come on.
Inter's
man.
Inter, but I'm talking about teams like I don't know. Like
no, but Nino, I mean, we beat this Inter. That's what I'm saying, Nino. But we beat this Inter. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but that was come on.
But like you're expecting that from Atalanta. Like I'm not expecting Atalanta to beat Inter. Like if they do, I'm not like surprised.
But the thing is, if you can't beat the best, then you're not winning the league. You're not winning the league.
That's not necessarily true though, because you could lose to Inter both times the whole season and then win the league because Inter dropped. You know?
Yeah, of course. But but also, I'm also saying if you don't win against also those teams as well, and then you got to be like, for example, if you want to win, I think if you want to be more competitive, I think, and what Atalanta should have probably done is actually get out of Europe earlier to focus on the Scudetto. I think that's what they should have done.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, I mean, they got out pretty early.
They got out. Well, I mean, they got pretty. No, but the thing is already though. Especially because you all know that Inter at the moment is the best in the league at the moment.
It's unfortunate.
It sucks to say it, but they are.
That's what Bayern gives them a nice mazziata to Inter.
Well,
they have too much injuries.
So. Rino,
they have too much injuries.
Musiala is gone too now. You know that, right?
Yeah, but the thing is this: last time Bayern beat Inter with the Serie B Bayern.
If we don't, yeah, it's true.
So, but I understand. But we gotta see if Inter can manage the pressure.
We need Sane to turn up against Inter, guys. Come on, man.
Sane to turn up. Oh, okay. Well, good.
Oh yeah, he's.
He did it before though. He did it before.
Yeah, but that was a preview. But but I'm sure Zia and Liam are not in the chat. But if they were, they would strenuously disagree.
I know.
But he's mad, Liam.
But I'll say this right now. Is right. You see, when it comes to the Inter Milan, right? I don't know why, but I feel like Inter Milan, especially this year, I feel like they've been more vulnerable than usual. Because
they kind of went down.
I was so surprised with how easily you played against them. Like you guys were so much better than in that derby.
Well, even AC Milan, they beat them 3-4 times.
But truth be told, that was a lucky draw. Like they had to bro. It was not an easy draw for them, man.
What's carrying them is experience. Experience is carrying them right now, I think.
And they're
because
they have so many good. Their players are just their bench players could start.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it.
But they should have get more players, in my opinion. In general, if they want to be consistent, because now they're close to Napoli. We don't know if they're going to win the Scudetto, so let's wait and see.
Not just that, but next season they don't even have any money. They don't even have any money to get new players. They have to get free transfers, which, in my opinion, is good for Juve.
But they're very good at those free transfers. To be fair, they've actually got a lot of good gems.
But no, of course
they are.
Because they have Marotta, the master.
But the thing is, if you don't have that balance of also young talent too, then it's not gonna work. Especially because they're gonna have a Cherby in the back for a couple. They need the whole new back line, and Bastoni's getting older too. You got to also be mindful with that.
My comparison is look at Juventus 4 years ago when they were right at the hump.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Inter is right now.
It.
They have their core players.
Are you saying like around 2019, 2020 when you guys won?
Yes, with Sarri
before Ronaldo. Before Ronaldo, the year or two after Ronaldo.
Year or two after,
all of
No,
our
no,
core
because
players.
I'll be honest. It was I would if I was to compare it, I would probably compare it to the pandemic Juventus because
Yeah.
before the pandemic,
bravo.
you guys-
Yes,
yeah,
you're absolutely right.
You guys were in a relatively good place.
And
Like,
they
there was
got
not-
that quick. Inter just one Scudetto, one Inzaghi, now they got
Yeah.
quick. And
Yeah,
they're
I
convinced
think
they're
the one
gonna win the triplete. They're convinced to win.
yeah, they won the
Okay,
league,
do
with and then Milan won it, and then
Yeah.
they won it back. No, in fact, no. Remember, I think they won
It
it.
was-
with Conte, then Milan won it, then Napoli won
Napoli,
it,
yes, and then
Inter
Inter.
Milan won it back.
And Inter, yeah.
But that's the difference, Omar. That's the difference between Juventus and Inter. You see that? You
Yeah, you guys
Juventus
actually,
can do it.
you guys actually did it like back.
That's
to
what I
back.
just said.
Like, you
But
definitely- I think
But
you
they're
guys
the
won it
best
like
team
9
of
years in a
Italy.
row.
If you talk with the Interista.
Yeah, you guys won it like 9 years in a row,
Yeah, it
right?
was 9.
You guys did like 9 leagues.
For a
Well, we
decade.
robbed. Hold on a sec. Hold on. For Interista, we robbed those 9 years in a row. So
Yeah, for,
let's
for,
make
yeah,
things
for those
clear.
Inter fans, for those Inter fans, of course, they're gonna make so many excuses that we robbed this, we robbed that. Yeah.
But not just the Inter fans, Napoli fans.
Well, even Napoli fans too, of course. They're gonna talk, especially after they won their first Scudetto in 33 years. So of course they're gonna talk.
Yeah.
My favorite,
You know
my
what,
favorite
you
clip.
gotta understand, you gotta take this into account. When it comes to football, bro, if you're winning, nobody likes you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm
You
saying.
know.
That's
You're a
what-
Barcelona fan.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure you don't like Real Madrid, so
Oh,
I
at the
mean,
end of the
my-
day, Will was in the chat. Like if we when we win stuff, guess what? Well, he'll find a way to make an excuse.
oh no.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I saw that.
But that's the thing. You know what it is, bro? They always, like I think Pavel Nedved, your legend, even said it. He said, "Bro, I don't like. I'm glad that people hate us. Like if people start liking us, I think there's a problem at Juventus.
Yeah.
He just said it's like Juventus at their best. We are hated. Let's just stay hated, man. If people like us, man, that means
We're the
not
most
doing
hated.
right.
That's
all
right.
over the
We're-
world.
When you're like, you're not doing
Biggest
something
team.
right. Basically.
Biggest team, most hated. That's how it works.
Yeah,
And hey,
that's
we're
everywhere.
even for
When you
UEFA.
win, people don't like
yeah,
you.
UEFA, yeah.
It's that simple. When you win, nobody likes you, bro. Nobody likes winners. So that's why I always tell them, I'm like, bro, if you're a football club that everyone likes, then that means you're not doing well.
Yeah. My
Like,
favorite.
They hate us more than AC Milan. They hate us more than AC
Go.
Milan. They wanted more Champions Leagues. Figure that one out.
Yeah,
My
7
favorite.
Champions League.
Yeah. My favorite clip is you have to look at this later. It's Dybala. Remember when Dybala scored the goal to make us win the league? In like
Yeah,
the
against,
93rd minute. I think it
against
was against
Lazio.
Lazio.
Yeah.
And then the reporter's like standing there with the
with,
mic. He's like, "Vincuto Juventus."
Yeah, for the Napoli fans. Oh, that was the best
I
moment.
think I know the goal you're talking about. Was it the
That
one where
was-
you guys were wearing the green kit? The green and black kit, and you
No,
still like.
but
No.
it was
It's
prime
regular.
Dybala, and he was like on the
That's what
floor.
I'm
Like,
saying. This was like 16, 17.
is it? I
Like
don't
1-0.
remember. I don't remember.
Yes,
You could be
it is,
right.
I don't remember.
It was-
17. It was
it was
the
Lazio.
17. Yeah, 17-18 season. It
That's
was.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was 17,
Yeah.
18 season when it was like a 94th minute goal.
Yes,
It was
yes.
The year after. The year after we got to the final.
Yeah, because remember, it was like literally. I remember. I will never forget the goal, right? Because I watched the game. It was like it was bubbling in the box, right? And there was like defenders around him, and he somehow like flicked it.
Yeah,
And then-
yeah.
It was like a 94-minute goal, and
That's what-
I don't think what was the goal that won you guys the league again, and it was like
That's why everybody hates us because we do stuff like
Yeah,
that.
because we did stuff like that. Yeah, that was.
Bro, at the end of the day, I would say this, right? Everybody hates you when you're winning. So you just keep winning, man. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, listen, man, look up to NJ says, every time I watch Inter, they always have the feeling that they're about to mess up and lose.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the injury bug hidden by Munich right now is very, very unfortunate because I think that when it comes to Inter, they look so vulnerable this season. That's
They
why
are.
I'm not really worried about playing them. Because I'm just like, bro, I feel like what you guys were good at with Inzaghi defensively at the start of the season when you guys play like City, I haven't seen that anymore. And if you guys play like us like that against us, bro, you're gonna get cooked. Especially that first leg,
Yeah.
because our first leg will be in our stadium. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? But
Not
listen,
you
at the end of
guys.
the day,
I
you know what's
don't know.
crazy with me? I've never had a problem with Inter until I met George Moore. When I met George Moore,
Oh, I loved it.
When I met George Moore, I said, "All right, yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. Fuck that club." You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, man,
Welcome
this
to-
guy, bro, this
Welcome
guy
to the
said-
club.
Barca, yo,
nah,
man.
I love it.
He-
I love it.
Well, this guy, you know what's crazy about this guy, bro? He's hated for my club makes no sense because it's not like Barca and Inter really had like history. Like apart from I would say 2010 when Mourinho was there was never really any history. But this brother hates my club so much. That's why I'm like, bro, I hope you guys beat Bayern just so that I can have the luxury of beating you because I know that would really
buddy.
Oh man, Omar, blow them out 4-0.
I will be in his chat and I will make sure to throw it and he kicks me out. He's gonna.
I swear, if you do a watch along, if that happens, I will want to be in here for the watch.
I need Omar. Invite me too.
Something. That semi-final, that second. I hope that second leg, I'm at home doing the watch along. Because if I am, bro, oh my god, I will spend that whole day cooking it. I don't care. I'll cook them I'll probably do a match like I don't know, man. Like it's gonna be very, very good. But
I'll buy a Barca scarf, jersey, and everything that day.
Hey, listen, man.
Why not?
Why not?
The Juventus Barca show that day, bro. That would just be Inter Milan cooking.
Yeah.
You know what's?
Because you'll probably be like the day after the game. So if we win, we'll probably do the show.
No, we do that. Oh, we're gonna come with.
You know what's funny?
That's it.
But you know what's funny? Until this day, not only Teresa, a lot of people still give me a hard time that I cheered for Man City. No, and they said, buddy, I'm not gonna cheer for. Yeah, they're Italian to me, buddy. When is the last time you cheered for Juventus when it went to the finals? You expected to cheer Inter at the final? Give me a break, man. If it was AC Milan, maybe yes.
Yeah. And I won't forget.
Inter, I can't cheer for them. I can't.
And one thing I will never forget was when we lost the final the season after, I believe, or I think a couple of games after, where they did that tifo of game over with the Champions League in the back. I'm telling you, Inter. I hate Inter. Inter is the most. I just hate them. Hate them. È una vergogna.
Because I said, Judge Mo, I hate Inter because of you. Because I didn't actually. You made me hate.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's with Inter world. Yeah.
But then I met
I see. Okay, I know you were talking about.
I love it when they crash out.
Crashing out against Bayern. I'm like, so is that what it is? All right, bro. I would be
because I've been.
I hope you guys.
I've been lives with Anthony Interworld World, and he comes to the show as well. So
Milan.
Yeah.
Milan.
I'll honestly, ready?
Yeah.
Like
I don't care.
Milan, because my mom is a Milanista. We don't have issues with Milanisti.
No.
Yeah, no issues with Milan.
It's just like title rivals, basically. That's really
with the different. I think with Milan is that I think one thing is we respect each other because we've won. We've won a lot. We respect each other.
There's some of them that hate us. They say,
of course.
But Interisti in general, they talk they're sportive, which they're not sportive. They're not. And then they said that we always worry about them when they lose, but then they're on Twitter posting something against them. But I always attack them.
Inter guys, right? Because I don't care, man. I don't like Inter. I will say this right now. You see the thing with Inter is Inter not even the best team in Milan, bro. You guys need to chill. Like, you're not even the king of your team, bro. Respectfully, you're not. Like, I don't care that AC Milan haven't been at their best for over 10 to 15 years. Listen, I'm a 90s child. You understand what I'm saying? I'm old enough to remember how good AC Milan was in the 2000s, okay?
I know.
You see the era.
Those are good times. Gattuso, Maldini, Kaká. Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, please forget about that. Remember the team that they had in the 80s? Like, when they had Van Basten, Gullit, and...
Well, I wasn't there in the 80s, but yeah.
Right? That team, and then after that team was gone, they still had guys like what's his name, Clivert in like the team. What's his name? George Weah was in the team. In the mid 90s, they were still winning leagues, and in the 2000s they had flipping Shevchenko, Kaká, and Ambrosini.
Ronaldinho.
But they had the good ownership, man. They had the good ownership though.
Berlusconi.
Yeah.
Now they got Cardinale.
The domination that Milan had, Inter only dream of.
Inter's a one season and done. That's it.
Inter only dream of having the dominance in Milan.
That's what they hate on Juventus.
When Milan were the best team in Europe, they were not just the best team in Italy. They were the best team everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, they were feared everywhere. The thing with Inter Milan is right now, yes, people look at you guys as dark horses. Nobody looks at you guys as one of the best teams in Europe. Even now. Even though you guys are top of the league, you're still winning the... Nobody looks at Inter and says you guys are one of the best teams in the world. People look at you guys as dark horses.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh yeah, maybe
Oh, bravo. But when you
But-
talk to them, even now, if you look at my videos when I attack Inter, because I always attack them no
Yeah.
matter
Oh
what,
yeah.
they said you're a Juve guy. You should change the channel because you should not disrespect the Italian champs. So what are you talking about? You guys don't represent Italy, please. They're delusional.
Yeah,
Because
they
they're
don't
doing
represent
good.
it.
Who duo would you guys take here? Leao, Pulisic, or Thuram and Lautaro? And remember, this has nothing to do with biasness. Who do you?
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie. As much as I don't want to admit it, I'm
Yeah,
taking
Thuram.
Thuram.
I'll be honest.
Thuram.
Yeah,
Same.
Thuram, yeah.
Leao has fallen off a
Listen,
cliff, bro. And
yes,
obviously, I'm American
yes.
and I love Pulisic, but even I'm not gonna lie. There's no way.
Yeah,
Look up to
yeah.
John Williams says Inter Milan are solid and dangerous under Mourinho. That's the thing. This is the only time. The only
Yeah,
time.
but they spent money that time. What
That's the
about the
thing,
fake
exactly.
passports?
And also, let's
Do you
remember,
guys forget?
they were good for one season. Let's call that what it is.
That's what
We
I'm
had
saying.
good
It's
for only
one.
one season. Yeah, you guys want to trouble that season. What
Yeah,
happened
but-
after?
That's what I'm saying.
After that
Because-
trouble, they didn't win nothing anymore.
Yeah, because Moratti sold. But what about the fake passports from what's that guy's name? The Inter player, I can't remember.
Bro, look at
That
this.
Argentino guy, I can't remember. But there was a bunch of them with fake passports. Like, come on,
Oh
let's
yeah.
be real.
Bro, that
look,
is the point. That is
I
the
can't
point.
remember the player.
Big up to Jordan every time, bro. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, listen, I'll say this right now. Inter Milan is one of those clubs. I've said it before. Like you guys, like I mentioned, you're not. You guys might have been in a Champions League final. Okay, big deal. Okay, so what?
They got lucky.
Bro,
that
exactly, bro. Look at the side of the draw they were in.
Yeah, the Benfica, Porto,
And then Milan.
I-
And then Milan.
and Milan.
Do you guys know? Do you guys realize, bro? That is literally one of the easiest paths to a final I've ever seen in my lifetime. You have to play.
I was surprised because we got lost with Porto,
You have to play
Benfica. These guys
Porto,
with eyes closed.
Benfica, and AC Milan to reach the final.
Yeah,
And let's not forget.
To the final.
And let's not forget.
In 2023, you know what's funny? They were in the same group as us, and they actually finished ahead of us, right? Good for them.
Oh.
But if we actually had finished second, we would have been in that. But we would have been in the final.
Mhm.
We would have been in the final, bro. Because that season
Yeah.
we won the league.
Oh, yeah.
We would have walked our way into that final. Because who's stopping us? And Porto, Benfica, flipping AC Milan. Nah, bro. We're battling all those teams.
Mhm.
Right? But yeah,
Yeah.
Inter Milan, they only had 1 year where they were good. But this is the difference, bro. There are levels to this. AC Milan was a club which, at their prime years, were in the best teams in Europe for over 10 to 15 years. Constantly. Semi-finals, finals, quarterfinals, league titles, back-to-backs. They were still dangerous. Nobody wanted to see AC Milan in the Champions League around that time. No one wanted to see AC Milan. Nobody. Bro, right now,
Mhm.
even right now, as good as you guys are, nobody's looking at Inter Milan thinking, what about this Inter Milan team? Yeah, I'm sitting here saying, don't underestimate the Inter Milan team. But I've even said it. At our best, we can beat Inter Milan. We're
I'm
better
pretty
than
sure you can. Yes.
You could batter them. You could batter them, honestly.
But that is my
Especially,
point. The fact that I can say that shows you, man, you guys are dark horses. You guys are not elite. You're not only the big boys like we are this season. Right? Nobody, like, as much as some of these Inter Milan fans can sit there and talk shit about us, bro, you guys don't want to see us right now in 2020. Just here, bro.
That'd be great if that
Nobody wants
happens.
to play this current form, this Barcelona this season, bro.
nah.
You understand
No,
what I'm
they're
saying?
tough.
I honestly think that when it comes to Milan, even bro, you know what's funny? In the 2020, in this past 5 years, I would say this is the best Inter Milan team I've seen since the treble winning team, right?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. Even now, I don't fear this team at all. And that for me says a lot. Because if you're one of the best teams in your league and nobody fears you in Europe, bro, that means, bro, you're not that guy. You just happen to be doing well when everybody else is bad. And I even said this one time about Inter. I said, you know what the problem with Inter is? Inter are taking are doing well to the fact that other teams in the league are not doing well. Juventus have fallen off. AC Milan has fallen off. Napoli have fallen off. Atalanta. Why do you guys think guys like Atalanta are challenging for the league? Why do you think these guys are challenging for the league, guys?
Yeah. The only reason is because Inter and Napoli are dropping points, and
But that is
Atalanta
my
are
point.
dropping points as well.
Look at how open. Look at how open the league is, bro. You guys went all the way to January before you lost the game, and you guys are not even far off from Inter Milan. What does that show you? This is why I keep telling people, I'm like, bro, the reason why Juventus dominated Italian football in the 2010s is because I've said it before. I said nothing for me has changed. The league is still the same. The problem is Juventus are not as strong as they were back in the day. That's why the league it looks like it's very close. It's not close. Juventus at their prime were so much better than everybody else. That's why they always won the league. Because while everybody was like this, they were just like this. They were like, all right, cool. You guys keep consistent. We will just keep winning. You understand what I'm saying, right? So they always won the league. This season proves it. I honestly think that at the end of the day, if one of these teams was consistent, like look at this, we had a point in the season where Napoli looked like they were the best team in the league, and then Atalanta looked like they were one time the best team in the league. Then you had flipping Inter Milan now looking like they're one of the best teams in the league. Who's gonna be next? This is my point, and that's why this like right now, even though Juventus, Inter Milan are top of the league, that's not guaranteed they're gonna win it because the teams around them are still close by, and they can drop anytime.
And they have 3
They
competitions.
can drop anytime.
Yeah, 3 competitions. Yeah, exactly.
But that is my point. And this is the thing. If Inter Milan, that's why I said it. For me, Inter Milan, they're hard not to crack, and they are not an easy team to play against. But they don't put fear in the hearts of people. They don't put fear in my heart. I'm not sitting there worried about Inter Milan in semifinals. I'm not saying they can't beat us. But then again, I'm not sitting here saying, Inter Milan, oh man, this is going to be tough. Oh man. No, I'm sitting here saying, bro, if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we're going to beat them.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Rino, man, you do have to go, man. You have any?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Family dinner, but thanks again, boys.
Of course, man.
I thought the chat, and we'll do this again, hopefully. Then,
we will.
I'll try to put you on my show.
For sure, man.
Soon I have a chance.
For sure. There you go. Yeah, and just said this here. Says Inter Milan aren't scary at all. It's just that
it's just yeah, exactly. Thanks again, Omar, everybody. Thanks for the chat. You know where to find me. Like and subscribe, and ci vediamo. Ciao, ragazzi.
Ciao, Rino.
Make sure you guys go subscribe to Rino's channel, man. Calcio with Rino, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him.
Thank you.
Title. But yeah, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, I genuinely mean this when I say this. When it comes to Inter, yeah, they're just one of those teams that just annoying to play because you just think, well, they make things so hard for people. They're not gonna do anything, but they're just annoying. They're like that, those annoying flies. Like, you know, it's funny because it's the same thing that Will says whenever he talks about Inter Milan in Atletico Madrid. He says they're like that little fly in the wall that just keeps on bothering you when you're just sitting there like, yo, go away. You feel me, right? Like nobody, that's how I look at Inter. I'm like, Inter, you guys are just that annoying fly that's in Europe. Like you're like, in Europe, like you're like that annoying fly that's not gonna win anything, but you're just gonna annoy people. You're just there to piss people off. Like, bro, just get out of here, man. You're not winning this thing. You're just here to just irritate us, man.
Oh yeah.
Right? But yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll definitely see what happens. But listen, I do want to talk about, obviously, you guys have a big game this weekend. Roma, right? Obviously, you guys do have, unfortunately, a big injury in the back again. Bro, you guys have another injury in your defense. Bro. So is that your whole defense injured now? Because Bremer is out. Because Bremer is out now. Gatti is out. I think 4 weeks did they say?
Two of our starting centers.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, he's probably 4 weeks out. Yeah,
4 weeks out, something like that. And then now, so Lloyd Kelly is like the only, and Vega are like the only defenders.
Vega, I don't.
It's like Karma is making you pay for selling housing, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Vega, I don't have a problem with because at least he shows that fire in him that he could play, and he's also, you know, in terms of a lefty, I think it's also important for our team too. But with Kelly, come on, man. Kelly.
Great Kelly.
Oh, my God.
That guy.
telling you, whoever got him, if it was
I
Juve,
didn't see. I'm not gonna lie. I never watched the video of you guys signing there, Kelly, but I'll probably find it on your channel because I actually want to see what the reaction was when you guys signed them.
Go watch one of the Lost videos. You'll probably start laughing.
yeah, probably start laughing. Yeah.
Lloyd Kelly, right? Here's his issue.
Hmm.
He can play defense. He's physically strong enough to play defense. But every defensive stop he makes is offset by his absolute zero ability to pass the ball out of the back. I've never seen, I swear to you, I've never seen somebody turn the ball over so much just by trying to pass the ball.
Yeah, no, he did that too.
That's the only problem he has. Otherwise, he'd be a decent backup. He's not a starter.
Yeah.
But he can't, like, he can't make a simple pass out of the back.
Yeah,
and then he turns it over.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that's why I think he fits better in this three-man back line. Because he doesn't have to worry about that as much. But if you ever catch the next Juventus game, just watch him pass the ball out of the back.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's atrocious. It's atrocious.
It's scary.
That's what we got in our back line.
Yeah, I mean, listen, big game this weekend though against Roma, man. What are you guys saying about that, Gio? What are you saying?
It's gonna be a difficult game, especially away. But I think if Tudor can get a reaction at this team, which I think we already seen a little bit of like a preview of what he could do against Genoa. And like I said, I think that our backline isn't bad. I think that we're just saying that because how it's been, but I just think that it's not bad as what we really think. I think that with the right manager, he could, in my opinion, our defense has never been, I think, the problem. I think our problem has always been the attack, the way that we transition from, defense to attack. I think that's always been the problem. But I think with Tudor now, we have finally that guy that can give us that chemistry, that not just that, but he also plays very aggressive style of football, which is very, very important, especially for this Juventus, in my opinion, because we need to wake up. And this is the time to wake up against a team like Roma. This is a time, I think, to wake up, to finally start winning game. And imagine this Roma team that hasn't even lost in a while.
Yeah, they're a good team.
So, and not just that, but they just passed, I think, AC Milan, and they just passed their rivals Lazio in the table. So if we beat them in their home ground, and we either smack them because listen, Tudor I think brings in that effect. This guy, I'm telling you, Tudor could be the real deal in the next coming years. Tudor needs the experience, of course, to win the titles. But I think that he could get, he's like another Conte in terms of he could get the best out of the players at his disposal in a short amount of time. That's why I like when I heard about Tudor coming, I'm like, I like him better than Mancini, in my opinion. And that is why I think that in terms of getting a reaction out of this team, Tudor is meant to do it. So I expect a big reaction against this Roma side. Yes, Roma is missing a lot of key players like Dybala, which is, I think, great for us too. So, but of course, they're still going to be dangerous because of the way that they've been playing. But I think in terms of the reaction of the team, also because this is only Tudor's second game, which, Ranieri is going to have to really think hard on what Tudor is really going to have to play with this Juve, since in my opinion, he has more talent than he did at his past two clubs. Right. So I think with Tudor, I think we could really show up and show that we could be a scary team. Because that's what I want to see Juventus again. We used to be feared. I'm telling you. We used to be feared. This Juventus used to be feared. And I remember when teams used to be scared of coming to the Allianz Stadium, our own stadium, and be scared of us. I'm telling you. Right. And listen, I think with the right manager, and Tudor could be that guy. Who knows? Tudor could be that guy. But like I said, I need to see progress. That's what we didn't see at Motta. We didn't see no progress. That's why we sacked him. That's one of the reasons, and of course, because also the battering is against Atalanta and Fiorentina. But the reason mainly why we didn't, because of course he lost the locker room. I said it on my little documentary video. I said that he lost the locker room in the process. Right. But there was no process. There was no progress in terms of the on what the project was supposed to be. Right. That's why Juventus mainly sacked him, is because we didn't see no progress in terms of what Motta wanted to implement, right? But with Tudor, at least you could see that he has a system, aggressive style of play as well, which in my opinion this team needs because it's a young team too. So I like it, and I expect a win. And I think we are going to win. I think we're going to win big. I really think we're going to win big. So let's see.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Nino, what are you saying?
Yeah, I don't know how big. If it's going to depend on Tudor, to be honest, because we saw a little bit of a reaction on the player. So if Tudor makes the right changes during the game, I think we'll win pretty well. But if he pulls a Mota 2.0, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think he will pull Mota 2.0. I think that in terms of already, I don't think so, because I mean, he probably would have done it right away in this first game. I think the only problem was he kept on Vlahovic way too long. But I think that he knows now. If Vlahovic screws up against Roma, I think he's going to take him off right away. Because Tudor knows if this guy Vlahovic does not run, he's out. So, and listen, who knows? Maybe a surprise would happen that Colomani might start, right? Who knows?
For me,
I would definitely do that. But that's the biggest thing. And also, what I want to see more is Conceição. I want to see more Conceição because so many people, and I don't get it. I don't get it. So many people are saying that Conceição is not worth buying. Is not that type of guy. They don't like it because he doesn't pick a setup. I'm like, that's an easy fix. You need the right manager to guide the player. The guy is still young. He's what, 22? Well, how old is he? 22?
Yeah, he's a very young player. He is.
Seriously. And not just that, but the things that he's able to do, he's an impact player.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody. Tell me another guy except for Yildiz that's another impact player like him. And not just that, but Yildiz doesn't really do that consistently how he does with Conceição. Conceição is an insane dribbler. And not just that, but going at the defense, this guy can do it. I'm telling you, this guy reminds me a lot with that Chiesa flair that he used to have when he was like that prime Chiesa. That's what Conceição kind of reminds me of when he's dribbling. Because you get that feeling when a player like a Conceição, right, of he's already, he can make something happen, and you're already like everybody's standing up that there's hope. That's what Conceição, in my opinion. That's why I like Conceição, and we should get him. That's in my opinion. And in the reports, they're saying that Juventus is not going to trigger the buy option. I'm like, my club is so out of whack. I'm like, get these guys, Elkan, bring me back on Yeli. My God, it's just like But the thing is, Omar, it starts from the top. If the top is not good, the team won't be good. It's just how it is. Right. And not just that, but we could go back to the Inter situation, right? Of why they're winning is because they actually got all the ex-Juventus guys. You know that, right? They got
Juventus guys. You were telling me that last week.
Seriously, like they got the guy that's their new president, which in my opinion is like unbelievable. It's a dream for them because for having him as their president, that's a dream. I mean, because he knows what the heck he's doing. Even though I still think that he's a cheating, bastard. But at the same time, I think with I think with Juve. Listen, I think we need the right ownership as well. In order for this team to really click, we need the right ownership. Because if we don't, we're going to keep making those same little mistakes, even off the pitch, which we can't have. We can't have that, man. Because if we end up selling Cambiaso or Yildiz, man, it's gonna be bad for us. I really think it's gonna be bad. We need to build around these players. We need to build them with experienced players, I think, as well. Which is, I think, the biggest thing. But not just that, but also get Conceição. Conceição is, come on, guys. We can't be making the same mistakes like we did with Huijsen and we buying Lloyd Kelly. Get the heck out. I would crash out. If that happens and we don't get Conceição, I'm telling you, I'm going to crash out on my channel. It's going to be so bad. Damn. I'm telling you, it's really going to be bad because I'm telling you, our ownership, Nino, it's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah. Especially, and it all starts with Juntali too. Juntali is the guy that's making all these wrong decisions, but I think with the right guy in charge that's above him that could really tell him, okay, hey, you need to honestly know what the heck you're doing, otherwise you're getting out of here. I think he needs something like that. He's having a little bit too much freedom. I'm telling you. If I was a guy, I'd be like a general in the associate. I'm telling you, I'll be like a general. You're doing bad. I'm gonna hit you with a bat.
I'm glad you didn't crash out yet.
Man.
I crashed out like a month ago.
No, I mean, listen, I already crashed out after the Atalanta game. After the Atalanta game, I was like, I'm about to crash out. I'm telling you. Like, I'm on my live stream. I literally have clips of it. I was literally crashing out. I threw a water bottle at my wall, everything. I was like so pissed off.
I'm surprised my TV. I'm surprised I didn't need a new TV. It's still standing.
But the thing is, I think with this Juventus, we have the talent, we have the potential. But I think with the right ownership and the right leadership in terms of the coach, we could definitely be great again. I think Juventus. It all depends, I think, on what happens off the pitch and also what happens with the manager situation, and also the transfers. Because if we don't end up getting Conceição, then that's a big no-no, man. I'm going to be furious with the ownership because, in my opinion, Conceição is a baller. I don't care what anybody says. He goes to another team. If he goes to Barcelona or if he goes to any other team, this Conceição would do so well over there. I'm telling you, this guy is a real deal. He'll be a great winger.
He's very highly rated. I hear a lot of positive things about him. People just say a lot of people just don't like him because they think he has a strong temper or something.
No, it's because, you know, a lot of these guys say that he's like a ball hogger on the pitch. You know, he puts his head down. You know, he doesn't look where he's going to make the right pass and stuff like that. But in my opinion, that's an easy fix. You need the right manager to tell you what to do, right? Motta wasn't doing that. Motta lost the whole locker room. Tell me, I think there was only 2 players that actually said goodbye to Thiago Motta. There was only 2 players, really.
Who?
On social media. I think it was Bremer and then Bangula. That's it. And then I think Perrin and Locatelli on an interview, and that's it. Nobody else, really.
The reason Mbangula did that is because Motta picked Mbangula out of the
youth
and brought him to the first team.
Yeah, and then Bremer really, I think he wasn't even in the locker room most of the time, so I think that Bremer just said it. But Bremer was just like, "Oh, bye, coach." But anyway, but that's what I'm saying, and not just that, but the rumors about him saying that, saying to you that he's not Messi, this and that. Like, okay, but like, come on, man. Like, seriously, it's not good. Especially you're telling that to a 19-year-old. Come on, man.
He had a Messi-esque dribble the other day. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think that's a little bit of reaction.
Flare,
I hope that Motta was watching the game. I really hope so. Like Allegri was watching the games of Motta. I hope that Motta is going to be watching the games for the rest of the season for Juve because I think that Tudor will do a better job than he did. And we should have got Tudor a long time ago. I think we should have sacked him. We should have sacked him after that Empoli game. It was a disgusting game to watch too.
We should have 100%.
Disgusting. But the thing is, I think I see more progress with Tudor already in terms of mentality. That's all I want. I want us to be going on the field to fight every single game. That's what Barcelona is doing with Flick. He's getting reaction out of the players. He's putting a fight. This is what Juventus need. We need a fight. We need a team that can fight again. We had that. We had that for so long. Team that can fight.
Right.
We don't have that. We don't have that. I mean, at the moment, let's see what happens against Roma. I expect a fight, and I expect that we could win the game, and I think we can win the game. And my prediction is going to be a nice one. So I'm going.
So what's your prediction on the game?
For me, 3-1. I said that we're really gonna outplay them. I think we really are in terms of aggressive. We're gonna be very aggressive. And I'm really going to be really excited, especially because Conceição is supposedly going to start too. So, I better see a big reaction. And if this guy Vlahovic, like I said, I'm giving him only the first half. He doesn't do a first half. Tudor, get him out quick. I'm telling you, if Tudor can get him out, if he gets him out quick, then okay, Tudor could be maybe the guy to keep. Because if he could do that, hey, listen. I mean, he already told Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners is already going to be benched. So, hey. He could do the same thing with Vlahovic. So I think in terms of I think that we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win 3-1.
All right. What about you, Nino? What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that we will win. It's either gonna be a scrap, or we're gonna do it comfortably. I'm finding it hard pressed to say we're gonna do it comfortably because Roma's in such good form right now. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-1 Juventus.
2-1 Juventus. All right, cool.
Because Roma, the form Roma's in right now is insane. Granted, they don't have Dybala anymore. So
yeah, it's gonna be very, very good to see. But yeah, man, big up to every single one of you guys watching, guys. We are going to be closing out, man. What another great Bianconeri Blaugrana show, guys. Good luck good luck on Sunday when you guys play, obviously. It's going to be away at the Stadio Olimpico. And listen, I do know a friend who's a Lazio fan. I'm sure he'll be rooting for you guys as well. So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be a very, very tough game. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I won't be surprised if you guys lose that game, to be honest. I can see like a 2-1 or even a 2-2 draw, to be honest.
It's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close.
Very close.
It depends, but I think with Tudor used to be, because I think at Tudor it's gonna be like a welcome home, because he used to basically
that's your manager, I know.
And not just that, but I think with Tudor, I think that Roma is not going to be expecting our aggressiveness if we come aggressive. Because listen, I mean, this is our second game, and Tudor knows how to bring it. You know, especially he's like that impact coach that can come in and make a team play. So I think that that's what, especially because of the talent that we have, Omar. I think that that's why I'm going with a 3-1. You know, especially because if Colomani comes on quick, I think we're gonna really be dangerous.
All right, I hear it. But yeah, man, make sure you guys smash the like button, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to all the guys in here. We go up to JuveCornerCast. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. Go subscribe to Dr. XP Football, guys. All their channels are in the description. Make sure you guys go subscribe to them. If you guys want to see more Juventus news and everything else, guys. Big up to every single one of you guys who's been here. This video would be directing you guys to Jester. He's doing a gaming right now. I think he's doing the Barça career mode. Go and put Omar BYT rate in the comments section below. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, guys. And like I always say, whenever we're in these games, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. And last word from you guys, man. What are you guys saying?
No, of course. Thank you so much for, of course, having us again, Omar. A great second episode, and I can't wait for more, man, especially for the future. And let's go. I mean, listen, both teams got to start winning again. And not just that, before Barca, you guys got to win the treble. Let's go. We're counting on you to beat Inter in the semis. If Inter,
we'll be there for that. And make sure you guys, like I said, make sure you guys go subscribe to these guys. I'm sure they'll do a watch along or a match reaction to the Roma Juventus game. So if you guys want to see more of these guys, they will all go to subscribe to Gio's channel and Dr. XP, where they will actually talk about it. And also go subscribe to Rino's channel as well, guys. He's been very, very active on this channel too. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. But yeah, man. Omar BYT rate on Just the TV, guys. Make sure this is Jester. Make sure you guys go down there and put Omar BYT rate. Peace, guys. Take care.
Peace out.